Hello, one and all, and welcome once again to the Circuit Zandvoort for the Dutch Grand Prix here in the LNR development tier on the F1 2020 game. We are here at the Circuit Zandvoort, as I said, a 4.25 kilometer, 2.64 mile circuit in the principality thing in northern Holland. 14 corners, 2 of them newly banked for the 2020 layout. Incredibly close to the Dutch Grand Prix that I'm sure we're about to have, because this league always produces fantastic racing.
Predicted pit stop strategy is go to the hards, one stop into the end, or do the mediums and then the softs or the mediums and mediums. We'll see.
I go on hards because track position is so important here. It's so hard to overtake.
All right, sir. You have the honors of
I
pushing that button and releasing those 5 lights.
Cody's, please don't give us any lighting glitches. 5 red lights are on. It's actually 10 with the doubles. We're having incredible lighting glitches, as I just prayed not to have. No one's moving on my screen. And they're finally away. I don't know if I'm synced up with you, Biggles, but on my screen we're off now, and it's been a great start from Adesi, as it looks like Ascendancy is going around the outside of Cracky Jr. at turn 1. It looks like we've had yellow flags. There's a bit of front wing. It looks like a Williams is losing a bit of wing in the background. Oh, it's one of the Ferraris, and there's a virtual safety car, so we can see what's been going on in the back. It looked like the Ferrari, it looked like lost a bit of front wing damage for those severe collisions. It looked like one of the Alfa Romeos of Neves had a bit of a collision. Hollers has received a penalty as well.
Looks like Matcham's gained 1 position, top tier Neves, but ignore that at the moment. Neves has left the session. Maybe there's some sort of glitch there with him, or he's just had enough of that, as these cars look like they're starting to resume their pace again. But yeah, we will expect this little bit of Codemasters telemetry glitching to occur, usually in the first couple of laps, and then it starts to sort itself out.
The big loser so far has been Santiago. And the Mercedes dropping from, where did Santiago start? Started in 18th and has dropped to 20th, but that Mercedes we know has enough pace to do, well, a lot more than that, if I'm being honest. We are green flag once again. And Red Bulls gets way out of space. Cracky Jr. Cracky Jr. goes way up the track, and Ascendancy is now ahead of him, so without you having to use any overtake. But Cracky Jr. is going to fight back going into turn 1. Do you want the inside of the outside? Breaking at the 50-meter board. They're getting way close outside of the turn 1. I can't speak anymore with people making pit stops to change their front wings. And down the inside goes Ascendancy, makes a move, but as Cracky Jr. holding around the outside, Ascendancy gets a bad exit, and it looks like Adesi has actually broken the DRS around 60, but Apollodorus and Ukilim both on 80%, so they're really conserving for when they can have it.
DRS is now enabled, and it looks like DRS is going to work right to the border.
I think. No, not the other Mercedes. What was that? Oh, it's the Haas. It's Stizzy again, spun out at that final corner. Doesn't lose a wheel trying to get the car turned around with wing damage. Drops down, but it looks like because of all those other drivers will not drop further down the grid until the actual pit stop and when everyone passes them in the pit lane. So it's looking like, and Santiago has now left the session, unfortunately. So it looks like Cracky
going to make a pass.
Where?
No, he doesn't. He does tap the back of Apollo.
Oh, no!
That means Apollo's
so
going to
kill him, and the Alfa Romeo gets by. His top tier noob is now going to try and put a move on Ukilim. Nope, not quite. That hairpin is so deceptive because since it's banked, people go in with so much speed, so you always think a move is on. No, it doesn't. Galapagos is still behind Ascendant, so it looked like
gets past. Oh, kill him.
Into turn 1.
Does he?
Yep, top tier noob. Oh wait, they're so close. They almost banged wheels coming out of the turns. Top tier noob has gone up into 6th place. Now we're to see, can the top tier noob prove that he's not actually a noob, but actually a really good driver and make it closer to those top 5, but with limited ERS, how much will he be able to push? Only on 20%.
Ferrari driver of Galapagos behind, as you mentioned there, Ascendancy, the championship leader, I believe, at the moment. So up this banking hill, he's going to have the beep in his ear, I believe.
Has a lot more overtake than Ascendancy, but not using it. As down the inside goes the Ferrari, tries out braking, is going to have the superior line going through turn 1. Can he get the power down? Not quite. And they're almost side by side. Is there a move on going into the hairpin? No, there isn't. You got to get a really good run going through that little approach turn and that little 5th gear flick right before the hairpin. There's been more yellow flags. So the other Ferrari, the Buddha, The Buddha has spun coming out of turn 1, something that's so easy to do, unfortunately. Is there any wing damage on that Ferrari? Nope, just looks like cooked tires. And that puts Chewy QC in the Williams, someone I haven't mentioned yet, but I'm very happy to see running close to the points in 11th. Oh, he did! They're side by side!
He hasn't yet.
He's got the move. Can he make it around the outside of this little flick? Yes, he can! What a move!
What a
The
move.
Ferrari onto the podium, getting past the championship leader. What a move! As Ascendance had really bad traction, so maybe Ascendance has already been struggling with traction quite a bit. And is just struggling even more now as Chewy QC has just dropped a few positions on my screen, down to 12th. And 2 running around, which is a trend that happens when me and Biggles commentate, apparently. Having a Red Bull 1-2 in some form.
But they're running around 1 second a lap slower than these guys.
Yeah.
And so they've cost them a lot. They're going to definitely be behind.
Oh, and Des is lighting up the overtake mode. Down into turn 1, around the outside. Breaking at the 50-meter board. Wheel to wheel through turn 1. Crofty would love that that sentence. And now side by side through the flick. Can he hold it around the outside? Yes, he can! And Des open.
Not yet.
He can hold it as well.
It's
They're
medium
still
versus
going
hard.
Side by side.
It's medium versus hard.
And Ascendancy will just hold on to the position. Oh, great battling through the first sector of the track. And it looks like Adesi is going to have to try next lap. And this is what I mean about not completing the move. Adesi just lost 20% of VRS.
Gimp gets past Chewy with fresh hards as expected. But we'll go on board with this battle with Cracky because now he knows he has to get on with it to get past Galapagos. He's got the fresher tyres and the pace.
Chewy QC has crashed.
Virtual safety car.
Chewy QC crashed. Virtual safety car because Chewy QC crashed out of the hairpin and has lost their front wing. So the Williams team, which is already strapped for budget, is now going to have to spend more money getting another front wing on to Chewy QC's car, unfortunately.
Well,
he was running well in 13th.
Didn't they give that front wing to Claire Williams as a going away gift? Perhaps they have to call up Claire and get her to bring that front wing back.
18 of 36. The battle at the front is as close as it's ever been. The battle for third is decently close, still within DRS range. 4 or 5 different teams, all in the top 5. Look at that. All around the outside goes Cracky Jr. into the hairpin. Cracky Jr. is looking for some moves in very unorthodox places, probably because look at his ERS, 15% to Galapagos' 30. Cracky Jr. is using all of the ERS to try and get a move, and now running all of it out before the hairpin as we have yellow flags. So Williams!
Oh! Thank God for ghosting, right? Wow, that was scary.
I had a heart attack for the
Here it
drivers,
is.
but not as much. Look at that!
No.
The switchback move! Cracky Jr. sent it, desperately trying to get ahead on that low ERS. Ferrari versus Red Bull never felt so good. Through the hairpin, we're at the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. We've just had a heart attack watching a Williams parked in the middle of the track. That could have been very bad if this was real life. But it's not. It's a video game. We have virtual fans who don't need the social distance because
Do you think
that boy has not ruined their world. You know what I want to point out, though, Biggles? Look at that gap at the front. 1.5 seconds. Lap traffic causing a bit of issues at the front runners. And now Galapagos has broken the DRS. So, now, can come a bit out of his shell. Doesn't need to defend. Now,
those back markers are in play with for DZ and Eternity because it looks like DZ is going to be very close.
They touched! And DZ makes it! Round the outside, many different lines through this turn, so you can do anything. Oh, Ascendancy gets squeezed at a DZ and the McLaren up into P3. Look at that move.
He makes it all a DZ, shall we say. He's been working on that, so ascending. But he's got fresh tyres on. He's running in 12th, sorry. That's the racing point. He's got the other Mercedes driver, Gimp, there ahead. The only Mercedes driver that actually is running in.
Oh, something. What's happened? Something terrible has just happened on my screen. I think I just saw. Yeah, on my screen. Yeah, Gimp going very slowly with wing damage.
Does he have wing damage?
Ascendancy! Ascendancy gets a time penalty for corner cutting.
Oh, that's going to hurt the Ascendancy. And it looks like that Matcham has made that job done on those fresh mediums. Good job for him up to P11 right now. So we're going to probably go back to that battle. But Cracky, oh, what's happened?
Oh, top tier noob by Simple Air. Top tier noob just went around the outside of turn 1. And on those newer medium tires, top tier noob into 7th place. Or no, Simply Air into 6th place. My bad. Oh, wait, no. No, they haven't changed. Simply Air held it.
Of our.
They both saved DRS. Galapagos is on 25. Cracky's on 52. So.
Oh, look at the run, Elliot's got it.
In the DRS.
This looks all too easy. Was that a lift?
What just happened? I've just seen lag.
The Ferrari
I've just
driver,
seen
there must
cracky-
have been lag, exactly, because Galapagos just basically, to me, looked like he just lifted.
I think Galapagos has had a screen freeze, and they've lost a bunch of time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that happens to me.
Yeah, it was all too easy, and I'm sure he wouldn't give that away that much, especially after leading the race for so long. That's obviously very sad for the Ferrari driver if that is the case. Most likely it is.
They're
And
separated by 8
back
tenths, Biggles.
markers
They're
there.
separated by
Look at the
8
back
tenths.
markers throwing in their
Oh,
holes.
look at that. Oh, wait, that's a McLaren.
Yeah, that's a back marker, and then all the way back there you have Apollo running 12 seconds behind this when he's going to be under big pressure from
Adizi
Ascendancy.
gets a time penalty. Extends on that last corner. Now it's really just a fight between Galapagos and Cracky Jr.
And we have 10 laps to go. Come on, guys, give us a break.
Adizi gets by Galapagos. Adizi got by Galapagos, the Ferrari man. Falling back. That's Cracky Jr. who has once again retaken the lead of the race. So was it Cracky Jr. that got held up that much by the pit stop? Was it, or was that Galapagos? No, it was. Or was it? Who was it that got held up by the pit stop? Biggles?
Let us know on Twitch. Yeah, I'm confused as well. So much action. Top tier noob getting past Simply Air as
Tell
well.
us in Twitch, someone, because I forget. Who was it that got held up by that? Who was it that got held up by the glitched Haas in the pit lane?
Yeah, the glitch Sizzy, right? In the pit lane.
Has 70% as who's spun out? It's one of the Ferraris. It's the Bud again has spun out. Going through I believe that's that really fast 6th gear sweeping turn towards the end of just at the beginning of sector 2.
Galapagos and Ascendancy's hit the wall. What has Ascendancy
no!
done? Oh no, that's the championship leader making a
He
crucial
went
error
for a move and he blew it.
on
No!
fresh tires too. I saw what happened. It was a move there on Galapagos that was close with him. I don't think there was any contact between the two drivers, but something happened, and Ascendancy now will be under pressure from top tier newbies to try to get those tires back up in temperature, even though he does have those fresher tires.
Runs, but how much longer can he stay on those mediums? Do you think maybe he'll get a puncture?
Guys on Twitch, come on. I'm not a driver. I'm up in the commentary box. I'm in air conditioning. I'm not sweating.
Right, lighting up the overtake button, just like I said. Here goes Veterans. Adizi down the inside. Adizi keeping his wheel in there. Oh, just can't get it, but once again, back on the overtake. Right behind him, will he send it into the hairpin? No, just couldn't make the move stick. Now 3 tenths behind with 4 to go.
He doesn't have the traction. Obviously, that's the hards and the softs. You know that the mediums. Mediums do have about half a second advantage, but at the moment, they must be starting to fall off the cliff.
20, but already using it all. Here comes Adizi with the overtake button on as well, opening DRS. Cracky Jr. is out of his DRS now. Adizi's lost it all too. We'll try to go around the outside. It's matching against a time penalty. Cracky Jr. sends it with a switchback move with Adizi. Adizi
He's done
back into the lead in the McLaren. What a move. Capitalizing on Cracky Jr. going deep, trying to defend. And now the McLaren will have to try and break the DRS on that Red Bull.
It's almost on the
Not
2.
too many.
There's a back marker of
it's 2
Buddha.
now.
So Buddha might add a bit of DRS as well to help
Will he
there.
have DRS? He will have DRS.
He will have DRS. So what an
Adizi has
advantage
DRS
there.
and overtake. So he's going to gain about 5 tenths of a second maybe.
2.2, 2.3.
We're watching this gap. Adizi through the final few corners. Looks like Cracky Jr. got a decent run. All right, who can hook up the final few corners? It's a half a second. It's a half a second, Biggles. It's a good run.
He's
It's
in
a
the
good run by
McLaren.
Adizi.
Last lap, Lando. Adizi.
No, Cracky Jr.
He's not
Cracky
gonna do
Jr.
it.
made a good run across the line. Adizi wins on track, but Cracky Jr. is going to win the Dutch Grand Prix.
Cracky did it. Wow. Where's the Populous?
Now we go to the battle for third. Apollodorus and Galapagos. Can anything happen? Galapagos are driving the car like a madman. It's going to be Apollodorus in the racing point, getting third place for the Rolled R's. Galapagos finishing fourth. And kill him. Someone we love saying his name. It looks like we'll finish fifth in front of top tier noob, I believe. Any penalties
Yeah,
there?
he will. No, he will. He will finish first. Top tier noob has penalties. Will finish in P6, as you'll see there. Simply.
Already destroys his wheel going across the line, celebrating that top 5 finish for the Alfa Romeo team. Simply Air league owner on.
Now they're just having fun at the expense of the teams.
That's again and again. All right. Oh Lord, that's
Yep.
the most expensive wreckfest I've ever seen.
Yeah, you've just witnessed about 30 million pounds in damage occurring to the teams, but what a thrilling race. Oof.
The line, seeing that massive wreckfest that happened up there.
Only 3 retirements as well. Who will be the driver of the
Yeah.
day? There it is. Miko was on tour
Miko
around
on tour.
Zandvoort, and so he gets to put that the Netherlands stamp in his passport. Selfie for sure. Send it to your fans, sir. What a cracking race.
Yep. Looks like Cracky Jr. Maybe he's taking after his old man. Who knows? Maybe Cracky Sr. had a few tricks up his sleeve that he taught his son.
Yeah, we definitely need to highlight all these super great cracking puns that you had there. So from P2 to
you know
P1.
what's gonna happen, right? You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen. I know Lawrence. He's going to make clips of every single pun and send it to me and say, "Be embarrassed."
You want to run through take a breath and run through that grid.
So just at the end, Cracky Jr. and Adizi with a final lap battle, getting 1 and 2. Adizi winning on track with that extra time penalty, costing him the win by 7.5 tenths of a second. Apollodorus 10 seconds back on countback, finishes on the podium. Galapagos, if only he knew, could have finished in fourth. It could have finished in first, finishes fourth. Boo Killam gets a nice little 5th place. The top tier noob finishes in 6th. Good job from the noob. Simply Air, my Canadian friend, once again in 7th place. Matchum, Ascendancy, and Vampire, which Miko on tour finished out the points. The Bud, Gimp, Hollers, Seaback, Ignite, Chewy QC, and Neves finished out the race finishers. And Vetchins, Stizzy, and Santiago, who set the fastest lap, by the way, a 32.5 second lap, are the non-finishers.